Okay, so you can't stop for too long, even though it's a warm day. Because there's so much rain this year and everything like that, the black flies and the mosquitoes are absolutely atrocious. I can't imagine how bad they would be today if there was overcast. How am I doing for time? Little note to self. I always forget this when I... Oh, okay, no, I didn't forget. Okay, good. Whenever you come to a stop on a bike, especially when you're your first couple of rides of the season, always remember to pretty much gear down right down to 0 or pretty low. So when you're starting off, if you have to start off on a hill or something, you're not grinding the gears trying to gear down. It's usually instinctual for me to do that. So every time I come to a stop, I'm usually geared down the same way you would a car. You know, like, yeah, I mean, you got a 5 or 6 speed transmission in your car. You don't start off in your 6th gear, you know what I mean, or 5th gear or whatever it is. You tend to gear down. Oop. Eh? Don't know who that was. You probably go 1 gear. Ah, there you go. Get some speed. You gear down too much and you got no speed. It's also very dusty back here. The township street sweeper hasn't been by yet, so I might get dusted out. Hopefully it doesn't clog my mics in my GoPro. So far, this GoPro Hero 7, I like it. I like it a lot. It seems to be more balanced on the sound, wind reduction than what the GoPro 5 was. Where the GoPro 5, a lot of people complained about the sound on it. Now, these things are not meant for stellar sound, but the Hero 7, I think, fixed a lot of problems of the Hero 6 and the Hero 5, which really that's what the Hero 7 is just a hot-rodded version of the Hero 5. But the image quality, everything like that, I love it. And the fact that, you know, the body shape and all that didn't change. So whatever accessories you had for the Hero 5 or 6 pretty much fit on the Hero 7. Ow! Something just stung me. Ow! Okay, first bike ride of the year, first stung of the year. Couldn't see it, it was on the side of my neck. Ow! Here's a wasp. Stupid wasp or bee. Get off me. I get stung like 15 times a year. Every year, I think 1 year I got away, I only got stung 11 times. You know, but it's to the point, like, I've been stung in the eyeball, so like nothing phases me anymore. Yeah, it's like I just bring it. You know, as long as you're not stinging me in the eyeball again. Just seeing, I swelled up like the Elephant Man. Everybody still laughs at me for that. Nobody felt sorry for me whatsoever. Maybe I deserved it a little bit, but you know, I wasn't the only one being a jackass that day. All I'll tell you is this: there was a wasp's nest, a hockey stick involved, and 3 guys saying, "You think we should?" And it started like that. Now my friends, they were of no help. They laughed at me the entire way to the hospital. And the nurse, well, the nurse, God bless her soul, when she gave me the histamine shot, I said, what normally happens when somebody gets stung in the eye? And she goes, we don't know, we've never seen somebody do that to themselves before, you know. And she held back her laughter fairly well, but she still helped me. So I don't know if I can judge her or not, but sympathy, there was no sympathy for people. Still, my sister-in-law laughs at me, my mom and dad laughed at me, like everybody was laughing at me. I got stung in the freaking eyeball. I had to pull this freaking thing off my eyeball, and he was angry. That was the angriest insect I've ever seen in my life. He was coming at me and he had hatred in his eyes, and I made eye contact with this little bugger from the nest about 15 feet up, coming down on me with this rapier of a stinger. And I felt his legs landing on my eyeball, and then I felt the stinger going into the white part of my eyeball, and I pulled him off, and he was hanging on, and he was still looking at me all angry and stuff. And then he pulled me off. I was like, okay guys, I gotta go to the hospital. Luckily the stinger came out too, so thank God it wasn't a bee. That would have been, yeah, would have been a very, very, it was a bad day to begin with, but it could have been a lot worse, I guess. Actually, nobody's coming. I tend to go on the opposite side of the road because there's tractor trailers around here, and they don't have a lot of room to move. So it's easier if I can give them as much leeway as possible. So the rules of the road for bicycles, yes, you should follow them as much as you can. But I know people comment on, why are you on the wrong side of the road all the time? It's like, so sometimes, especially with the winds blowing, or whatever, especially when you're blogging, you can't hear the cars coming up on you, and you got to give them room. And they don't mind, you know, they don't mind, because then you know, you can pull off to the shoulder. They don't have to go out to there and whatever. It's just safer for everybody, really. In the city, a different story. Yeah, just follow the rules of the road in the city. But some cyclists are really, really bad. Like me, I always usually stay as close to the white line as I can. You know, whether I'm not on the right side of the road or not, just so it doesn't freak people out if you're going down the center of the road, you know what I mean? So yeah, probably best not to do that. But anyway, yeah, so it was a good little adventure. Get a little exercise. I'll sleep well tonight, and then hopefully tomorrow, it's supposed to be hot again tomorrow, so hopefully that'll keep the flies away for the motorcycle rally. It'll be the 13th annual Knobs, or Northern Old Bastards Motorcycle Club get together. But they're doing it, what I like is they're doing it about 20 kilometers closer, or about 12 miles closer, which will save me a bit of fuel in a neighboring town. But they're also doing it at their RA center. So last year there was about 300 motorcycles in the rally, and when I stopped in at the Ladysmith Hotel yesterday, I talked to the owner, real nice guy in there, and I was talking to him, and I said, you know, because I was coming in to find out when the rally was, because I didn't see any advertisement for it or anything on my Facebook. Now, you know, usually I do, but they're like, oh no, he says that I moved it this year. He says I wasn't able to accommodate everybody last year. It was just ran out of space, you know, and you know, it made more sense to move it to there to make it bigger. But that's what always happens with those things. They start off as a wholesome little, you know, rally or whatever, and then before you know it, they take up Daytona Beach, you know, like, which, don't get me wrong, that's very, very cool. That's what happened with our mud run here in the town here. But the thing is we have the facility to do it, that big park and everything like that, to pull it off. And the very first year, there might have been only a couple of hundred people. Now it's like 1,500, 2,000, 3,000. You know, instead of just running for an hour or two, it runs like from about 8 in the morning right up till friggin' 8 in the morning. It runs up almost till you know, 8 or 9 at night. You know, it's a full day. Like, I mean, it's crazy, and it's fun. You know, it's something. I like stuff like that. What I would really love to have in my town is a Renaissance fair. That would be cool. And it's one of those things, you just, like, you get these people, they get on what they call, like, the recreation and stuff like that, and they have meetings, and they have ideas and stuff like that, but they're usually thinking, like, arts and crafts all the time, right? Stuff like that. They're not thinking bigger. You know, and then again, I'm not that dissing them at all. It's usually like little old ladies, so they're not thinking like mud runs and tractor pulls and stuff like that. And you'd be like, oh, we don't know how to organize that. But that's the whole kicker. Car shows, you don't have to organize a car show. You don't have to do nothing. All you have to do is, we have a spot, an event, and if you would like to pay a little bit, you could rent this for the day and host your event here. And when you do that, I mean, trust me, talk to a few guys, maybe you charge them, maybe you don't, whatever, but you bring a little bit of revenue to the town. And all you have to do is just advertise it, and they'll be like, yeah, we're looking for a place to have our car show. We're looking for a place to have a motorcycle show or a Renaissance fair or whatever. Oh yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff like that. But it's to get the idea in people's heads that you don't have to organize it. You just have to go out and ask the people who know how to organize it, that are ready to go. Say, hey, what events do you want to bring here? I'd love to do an outdoor metal concert. It'd have to be done during the day though, but I don't think the townspeople would, because it's more of a retirement community too, right? So, but I don't know. It's hard to say because it is pretty rowdy around here during the summer. You can do stuff pretty late there, but a nice big outdoor concert with maybe 10,000, 20,000 people would be very. I mean, it could do it. It could do it. there would have to be some coordination with the township. There's, you know, for the sanitation and all, you know, and the insurance and all that stuff. But if you host it, they'll come. Heck, they'll even bring their own stages. You know what I mean? And that's something I'd like to do. But it's like anything. You want to do these things, but then it's like, hang on, this guy goes by. You want to do these things, but then it's like, you know, you got to do all the work to go get it set up, and you got a couple of people that are not thinking the way you're thinking, and they're like, oh, but we can't do this and we can't do that, and then next thing you know, it's like, well, now I got to cancel it. You know what I mean? So you have to know what you can get away with, and once you know what you can get away with, then you can go out and get it, right? And for me, I'd love to do stuff like that too, but I'm not on part of the recreation, and to dedicate myself to the recreation, you know, like I've already got a million and one things that I'm behind on. I mean, I should be doing work around the house today rather than out on a bicycle, but you know, like I was talking to some guys at the store there today, it's like, geez, I don't even think we've had a month and a half of sunshine this year. It's like June. So it's like everybody's out today just like standing outside getting their vitamin D. We don't know when we're going to see the sun again, you know what I mean? It's just been so wet and gloomy and everything like that. So it's really nice to be out today on the bike, I'll tell you that. I'm going to leave it at that. There we go.